This is On the Road with Donovan. Hey guys, welcome to another episode. This is On the Roads, and I'm Donovan. How you guys doing? Man, busy week. I'm in the process of doing this winter cleaning, winter purge. Been trying to just get rid of things I don't need, and it's been going along pretty good. I have no complaints. Also, last Sunday, I talked about it in the last episode. One of my friends, it was her last night bartending because her and her boyfriend are going on this camping excursion, which is going to be really cool. We had a great time there, celebrated them. The other night, she sent me 3 photos of their build out. They built this platform where their mattress will be where they sleep. And then it opens up so they can maximize their storage space. I thought it was really cool. After I talked to her, I'll see if I can post those pictures so you can check it out. They're going to have a good time. And it's really weather-wise about that time for that fall camping. It's been in the 90s, and at night it goes as low as the 70s over here in Nevada. But Utah and, Cali, Arizona, if you want to go to some of them places, even a little bit further north, it's a good time to do it. And we're getting ready to experience that fall changeover. When I camped last year in Utah, I was out by, I think it's called Provo, out there, Sundance, all that place. There's this mountain pass you can drive, and the fall colors are just outrageous. There's a camp spot out there. It's a state park. You drive up, and you're pretty much, here's your camp spot is put back in the back of the park, and then there's this slope, kind of like a cliff. And at night it gets windy. Right around sunset it gets windy, and around sunrise and sunset it's windy. You can watch people. Was it parasail? Parasail. They parasail right before sunset. Parasail in the morning. Really cool. So my camp neighbor, he tells me, listen, if you want to see something really cool, he directed me to the mountain, and he said, drive the mountain pass, and you'll get to see all the fall foliage and everything. And it was just a little bit of snow, but not a lot that it made it uncomfortable for me to drive. I took this drive. It was so cool. I got in with my America Beautiful pass. I showed it. They said, go ahead. I stopped in Sundance, checked Sundance out a little. Sundance is smaller than I thought it was. When I got there, I'm looking around. I said, this is where they have the movie festivals and things. But nonetheless, great time. It was a lot of fun. So if you could take advantage of it, do it. Go out there and camp. I went to the convenience store that I frequent, and they haven't seen me in months. Come back, and the manager of the place, and I tell her, listen, good to see you. She said, where you been? I said, oh man, I camped the nation, went and I checked out all these national parks and stayed with friends and had the time of my life. She had a good question. She said, well, I got a question for you. How much did that cost? And I tried to break it down for her. I'm going to talk numbers, maybe around $5,000 when we're talking gas. And a couple of nights I did stay in a hotel because up there near Monterey, it was impossible to find camping because of the city ordinances. California was so expensive when it came to gas. I was so glad when I paid as high as $5 to $6 for a gallon of gas when I was in Cali. Once I crossed over into Oregon, I think gas was $2.70, $2.50 sometimes. Saved so much money. But it was about $5,000, groceries. If I did pay for camping, which rarely I did. When I was in national parks, I did. Then you have to think about laundry, food, going to car washes to clean your rig. Because I used to clean mine pretty much every 2 weeks. I didn't do a build out for mine. Like I told you in an earlier episode, I had the inflatable Luno mattress, which was very, very comfortable. So instead of building out, I dropped my seats and I would inflate that, bring my blankets and everything and sleep, get a good night's sleep and pack everything up. So during the daytime, if you looked in my car, my rig, you didn't even think I was camping. If you looked in the far back, you could see I had, stuff that would lead you to believe, and then my rooftop storage. But I tried to keep my car as naturally looking as possible because I'm not really a neat freak, but I like to have everything organized and know where everything is when I'm doing my camping. But it was an amazing time. Good stuff. Gas was my biggest expense. You stop, fill your tank up. So that was a big expense. Food wasn't too bad. I just bought what I could fit in my camp fridge and snacks, things like that. It all depends on how extravagant you want to be when you're camping or how primitive you want to be when you're camping. And what do you want to eat? Like sometimes I had steak and eggs. I go buy steak, eggs, throw it in the camp fridge, and in the morning cook it up and do it that way. And then there were other times where I just went and bought some lunch meat and went and got some sourdough bread or whatever kind of bread you like and make sandwiches. So sometimes I wanted to, just keep it simple so I didn't have to cook anything, especially when I was in bear country. I didn't want to cook a lot. I did cook though. Where was I at? I was in Yellowstone. Yellowstone? Yeah. When I camped there, I cooked. My camp neighbors, they were cooking. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to cook too. So I cooked and they had a place where you can clean your pots and everything. So you don't have to worry about that and put everything in the car. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't put everything in the car. I put it in the bear box. They had a bear box, which you put everything in there. Anything that smells, toiletries, air fresheners, everything they suggest you put in the bear box. And no problems. I didn't have any problems. It was a lot of fun. So that was an awesome time to make things easier for me. Yeah, I stopped by the pawn shop. I wanted to go see everybody. So last week I stopped by the pawn shop and talked to some of my ex coworkers. That was a good time. I'm trying to figure out a timeline to go back to work. I'm looking maybe the end of October, maybe go back. It's such a fun job. I have so much fun doing it. So stopped in, had a good time, talking to everybody. I wanted to go in there and just hang out for a few minutes. I ended up staying in there for like an hour, just catching up with everybody, trying to figure out a good timeline to come back. But I'm going to try to do a couple of small camping excursions as well. I'm probably going to go out to the Valley of Fire to camp a little bit there, hang out, just to still feel that connection to camping. I don't know if it's true or not. Somebody should let me know. But anybody that's camping out there, when you come off the road, I did about 8-9 months, maybe 10 months broken up. But when I came back, since I've been back, I came back around Father's Day, and I haven't really been out camping. I've been driving around. I went to Red Rock Canyon a couple days ago, had breakfast out there, watched the sunrise. I did post a reel about that, and it felt so good. But I think I wouldn't call it camp depression, but I had a big letdown when I got back to Nevada. When I got back here in Las Vegas, it was so rewarding, and my heart was so full that I had so much fun and got to see my friends and got to see my family and met so many amazing people along the way. I would wake up some mornings and I just feel a little down before I would get up and start my day. And then after I got up and walked around and got my day started, I felt good. But for a while, I get up in the morning, man, I just wanted to get in the car and just take off and go in the middle of nowhere and just camp and have fun and then come back. That's why I'm going to do some little excursions before the weather starts to get too chilly outside. And I definitely think I'm going to go and do some Utah stuff so I can see some fall colors and get some footage of that for everybody. But yeah, I went through it for a little bit. And the Red Rock thing just boosted me up. I pull up there and everybody had the same idea. I got there maybe 6:30. It was a little bit daytime, but the sun hadn't quite come up yet. And had some breakfast. And a few of us were just sitting there, just taking it all in. The rocks turn a different color, and then finally up comes the sun, and then I came back home. That was it. That shit was fun. But yeah, somebody let me know if there's any camp depression or letdown that anybody experienced. Also, I like the RVers to kind of tap in and kind of, go in the comments and talk about your experience as an RVer, because I know the RVers, y'all have fun because you have a house on wheels and we car camp. I'm also looking into, think I told you guys before, I'm really getting serious about this camper van thing. It would be so much fun to jump in the camper van and just be riding around. And you kind of just said, I was jealous of I was jealous of the camper van people. I pull up and I'm setting up camp, I'm putting my table out there and my stove and my chairs out there, got my, my speaker, my wireless speaker. I think I'm doing something. I'm blowing up my Luno, taking my comforter, getting everything ready, putting my window shields in, and these people pull up in their camper van and they open their door and they have a little screen door and you can see inside and, they're cooking up dinner, got their seats out there. And at the end of the night, there was nothing to do. They just, leave their chairs there, close the door and, do whatever they had to do. And if you have Starlink, they, watching TV, if you don't have a signal, Starlink is a game changer as far as being able to watch TV. If you work remote, you can pretty much tap into Starlink and, if you're off grid, you can still upload videos. If depending on your internet speed, you can watch TV, you can stream, you can game if you have a TV and your PlayStation and a powerful power bank and have solar panels. Some of them have solar panels. So I'm definitely looking into a camper van. I'm not decided if I should just buy one and have it already built out and go look at it and tailor it to the way I want it done. Or do I buy an empty van and then build out? I don't know. I watched some people on social media actually build it out the way that they want to build it out. And it takes time, but I think it's very therapeutic and fun to do it. I'm not good at do-it-yourself things. I'm not a handyman, but I do have a few friends. One of my friends I stay with when I go to New Jersey, he's so cool. I fly in New Jersey. He doesn't even need a phone call, but out of courtesy, I let him know I'm coming. And I go to his house and sometimes he's on the road or He's very busy, so I have my own Airbnb. But he's really good at building stuff and, doing construction type things. And he told me if I wanted a build out to just buy the van and do a build out. So I'm looking into that too, but I'm serious. I want to go and see things I hadn't seen when I was out there doing my camp thing. I'm driving through, where was it? Tennessee, out near Gatlinburg, Dollywood, and they had all kinds of different excursions. And I just drove past it and I just took notes and I was like, man, when I get back, I'm going, if I can camper van this, stay as many days as I want and hang out and do some other stuff. There's just, man, I can't even count how many different things in these different states, like Kentucky, all those caves that they have. You can kayak in caves, and water's beautiful, crystal clear, and they have it all lit up, and they take you through the cave. The cave system in Kentucky is just outrageous, and it's green out there. It's beautiful, rolling hills. Can go out there, go Corvette factory, go to a couple of breweries, and go to the Jack Daniels place and drink some Jack. So there's some stuff that I want to go check out that I hadn't had a chance to check out when I was there. So a lot of things on the list. A lot of people I want to still go hang out with. That was another thing. I moved so fast when I was camping the nation, especially when I went across to the East Coast. I did stay for 2 weeks in New Jersey, almost 2 weeks. I did see some people. Hey guys, I hung out with you. Florida was amazing, but man, I moved fast. Even though some of the national parks I stayed a couple of days, but with camper van action, I want to do multiple days. I don't want to be too much stuck to an itinerary. I want to just go to some places that I saw and hang out and not have to worry about when I'm coming back. I wasn't pressed to come back anyway, but I did want to be back before Father's Day because, my dad passed away in February. I took a hard hit on that. But I felt being back home and celebrating my father and not being on the road, I thought it would be a little harder to deal with on the road than coming back home and being surrounded by my friends in case something happened, like I got sad. But I just wanted to be home, and it was a good idea for me to do that. I mean, you don't want to be out there and upset and crying and Dad, I miss you. But I did get back here and hung out. It was very, very, very glad I got back. And yeah. So yeah, anyway. But yeah, I'm still working on, my guests. Tap in so y'all can get on the cast. It's really nice out here today. I'm going to go out there for a little bit. I've been hanging out, not really doing much, but I've been, had a chance to drive around the past few days, which has been fun. But I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. And this is On the Roads, and I'll talk to you later.